Welcome! 3-3 is here, and we've got an exciting energy report for you. I love this day. I got married on this day 6 years ago, and it's 336. So I'm going to dive into the deeper hidden meanings of what is happening, what's happening on the planet, and of course, some energies that might alchemically unfold within you. And I wrote Tantric Awakenings because there's this theme of new openings that are in the body, that are actually rising up from the sacral and the root chakra into the third chakra. I'm going to explain more about that later, but it's an opportunity for a tantric connection, and I'm going to define a little bit better what I'm talking about. But it's a sexy date. So angel number 3-3, and then I want to talk about the 6 as well. So numerology numbers hold meaning. They're codes. Everything is written in zeros and ones. So 3-3, this portal opening is going to give us a blast of the 3-3 angel number. And what angel number 33 means, well, there's so much of it. It is both light and dark. It is protection. It's also the resurrection. It's the energy of the pyramid. There's a bit of a duality to it. I will be very honest. It is, the reason for this is it's a master number. And those of us who came here to become masters, those of us who are like, I hold the Christ force energy and I want to do big things on the planet. Well, there's going to be, boom, third density, psychic, attack, darkness, sickness, fear, persecution. Even if this hasn't really happened to you, it's in your bloodline. It's in your ancestral memory. You have the DNA. So when we are alchemizing all this on 3-3, and this is coming up to the surface, there's this opportunity for kind of healing our inner wounded angel, our inner wounded Jesus or Mary Magdalene or your savior. 3-3 does have this Trinity, this magical energy of the Trinity, and there's a little bit of the crucifixion energy before we get to the divine resurrection. The great thing is there's an opportunity to clear a lot of trauma, and I'm going to talk more about how to do that. So let's dive into this energy forecast. Congratulations for making it to this, not just this video, but making it to this date in the ascension. Pat yourself on the back because it's been intense. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the themes of the energy. So I put down Eros. This is not so much astrological. You can check, my husband is the astrology addict I channel. And what I was getting from studying the numerology and connecting in is Eros, embodied love, and death of the old. So Eros is not just your friendly, neighborly love. It's not the love that you have for your child. It can have a flavor of bliss and pleasure and romance. You know, I love like stroking my daughter's hair, but it's non-sexual. So we can have sensual aspects, and we can eat a piece of fruit and it's not sexual, but we can have our yummy, yes, juicy energy. So Eros isn't necessarily only applied to our romantic relationships, but there's definitely this flavor that I'm picking up on 3-3, where there's that erotic, more than just romantic, but a passionate, lower bodied energy that is ready to be alchemized. What this flavors us, what the palate tastes like, is this rich, beautiful stew, this healing tonic. But to get to this richness, we have to move over old traumas and blockages. So there's so much abundance that's coming to you. There's so much wealth, there's so much joy, there's so much pleasure, but there's this barricade. What this could look like with your lover is there could be armoring in the body. You could want to set up a beautiful temple with your tantric lover. You could want to have a conversation that hopefully leads to a new level of intimacy and romance. But because of all of the traumas in the body, we've gone through war, we've gone through cyclical abuse, we've gone through physical traumas, a fall, a hospitalization. All of us probably have been to a hospital. Maybe you were even born in a hospital, and before you got to even be conscious of anything, a cord was cut in a traumatic way. We're not supposed to have our cords cut before 12 minutes because that's the only window of time we have stem cells pumping through from the placenta. But we have this culture of pushing before we're nurtured. That's a very masculine aspect, where instead of nurturing and filling up our root, having our energy baskets full, we just give it all out. And that's because of this patterning of our over masculinized society. So with the arrows, we have to learn to really go within ourselves before jumping into bed or jumping into a business plan or jumping into the next level in your life. Can you do the inner, not just healing work, but the inner listening work, the inner loving work, the inner presencing work? So let's just drop in for a second. I'm even noticing as I make this video, I want to shout to the rooftops, you can heal yourself. And my voice is going, excuse me, can you speak a little bit more quietly? I'm trying to work over the intense construction. We live in Bali and everybody's building a home and there's all this development everywhere in the world, right? There's so much movement and shaking. Can we just still? And can you create that silence in the storm? And in your relationship, can you find moments to connect in and dive in deep with your beloved? Can you do that with your family members? So have these like savored moments of stillness, of connection, and of intimacy. And it starts with into you, into yourself, into you I see, into me I see. So take some time on 3-3 to journal, to connect inward, to put your hand on your womb and your heart, or your hara and your heart. And we are feeling this fiery energy, this activated energy in the third chakra, meeting the sacral chakra. Sacral is sexual energy. Sacral is creative life force energy. It's birthing energy. It is our emotional state, very watery, very passionate. And the first and second chakras have been, I would say, opened up. You have been doing this work. I've been doing this work as a spiritual awakening tribe. We have been healing a lot in our root chakras and sacral chakras. And this, on the 33 portal, is giving us an opportunity to pop open into our third. That's what I'm feeling, is there's a bridge between all the work that you've been doing on your past relationships, your past lovers, your past story, your past birth story, all the stuff in the physical, the lower chakras, and you're stepping into your power. That is what the third chakra is about. The angel number 33 connects to the third chakra. It connects us to our power as that trinity, to be in body, in divine, and in both. So there's this triangulation that we have between our upper worlds, our spirit centers, and our lower worlds. And that third chakra is helping us move up into our hearts. We're not quite ascended in the heart chakra yet. We still have much more work to come together as humanity, to come, like what you came for this lifetime. This is the channel that's coming through, is we came here to have a global mass awakening where we put down our guards, we put down our swords, we put down our shields, and we realize we're all one. And all the attacks that are happening, all the wars out there, we bring in this Christ force energy, this I am unity consciousness. And we're not quite there yet. And part of how to get there is to actually embrace our power. And why this erotic energy is coming through is because it's time to transmute a whole lot of old energies. So I went on a long little long soapbox here, but we've also got embodiment. I'm going to talk about some things you can do to get in your body to heal old traumas, to heal old love stories that are no longer serving you from the past, and to also let go of things that are no longer serving. There's like corpse energy, death energies thick in our fields still for some of us, of like old ideas, old pastimes, old versions of ourselves. And this is a great clutter clearing time to celebrate and let go. So I'm going to give you some channeled ideas on that. So with the Eros Awakening, I'm just going to quickly run through the things that you can do. So you can renew your body vows in your agreements that you have with Source around your sexuality, around your erotic energy. I wanted to share that we went through a long window of time where the governments, the powers that be, this is not me channeling only, it's also doing research if you looked into it, certain Roman emperors said, we want our warriors to not have babies or to have families because they can't fight. They cannot fight as well if they're worried about their family members at home. It's better for them to be single, and celibate is the best way to be single because they didn't have a lot of birth control back then. So the Catholic Church And the Christian religion hooked up with it was run basically by the government at the time. The kings and emperors basically were saying, all right, we are going to outlaw sex, or at least poo-poo sex, so that the men become awesome warriors and we can conquer more land and have more wealth and more power and we'll survive. And it was a root chakra kind of thing. So a lot of us have this wounded sexual imprint because we have sexual shame. And the intention behind it, on the positive side, is our people wanted to grow strong and be embodied and not have to leak our sexual energy so that we could survive more. And this is kind of part of the human body, if you think about it. What's the first thing to go if you don't eat enough food, if you're starving, if you're under stress? Yeah, your reproductive system shuts down. So we are kind of socially in that space of like, don't think about sex. But the problem is they used religion to shame us so that we would feel like we would go to heaven if we didn't have sex and we didn't even get married. Some people literally, there were periods of time in history where the Vatican was saying no sex. Actually, no marriage, no marriage and sex. It was better to be completely abstinent. So we have those vows of abstinence in some of our past lives, in our lineage, and this like fear and shame. So renew your body vows and agreements psychically as well as consciously. So go into your meditation and ask for the Akashic records to be updated. I now clear any and all sexual shame vows, any vows of sexual persecution, any vows to any religion, vows of abstinence, vows of my sexuality that are no longer in my conscious aware agreement in this lifetime. I am ready to, and you can state what you want this lifetime, I'm ready to have an incredible tantric relationship with my beloved or beloveds, whatever it is that you want. Secondly, born again tantric, I wrote down here. Oh, wow, you're not even seeing my slides. I have these awesome slides that I'd like to share with you. Don't worry about it. I always do that. I put together slides, then I don't even share. So what I wanted to say, I think I got it. Okay. So born again tantric, what that means is the tantric lifestyle is just one that encompasses all of your chakras, including your sexual chakras, your sacral chakra, your root chakra. All of your chakras are connected. And we've somehow kind of made like ourselves into these Ken and Barbie dolls that like don't have sexual organs. We've become androgynous. We've been conditioned to not talk about our bodies. We had basically sex ed systems that said go celibate or just don't, there was no training on how to incorporate our divinity, our divine spark of like not only baby making, but our sexual energy. So to me, born again tantric, one of the things that you can do is to celebrate that you are not just a human being, but you are a sexual being. And to create a ceremony for yourself, to create a worship for yourself or your beloved or together on 3/3 or around this date. And to start inventing the new paradigms. What is it like to be a sacred, sovereign sexual being, to release the shame, to release the conditioning of temples and churches that told us that we weren't enough if we were utilizing our divine spark. It's not just about pleasure. It's not just about baby making. It is a life force energy that they don't want us to know about. And it is one of the most beautiful and powerful gifts. And it's why people get so lost in life, because they become sexually addicted. There's a whole suppressed world out there of underground businesses that are selling all kinds of dark things I won't go into. Don't want to have my channel censored even more. But we have to be standing up inside ourselves to the dark forces that are enslaving people, especially little people, into these old systems. And we want to do that within ourselves. So if we are enslaved within old matrices, old blueprints of my body is shameful, sexuality is shameful, or we're just unconsciously falling into a sexless marriage, or we're unconsciously falling into a sexual addiction, or going after people that are giving us dark energy, or we're carrying around an old energy from an ex. By the way, I'd love to offer you, I'm not sure when, but I'm over in the next month, I'm going to be running a complimentary workshop for women who are ready to release their exes, who are ready to X out their ex's energy. Whether, without judgment, that ex doesn't have to be a horrible person. You're just ready to be born again into your own divine essence. And you're ready to let go of toxic energies, expired energies from past lovers. So that means you exchange with them sexually and they are still in your system and you know that, or unconsciously you're kind of feeling that nudge, come check out my workshop, show up, and we'll do energy clearing work so that you are vibrating at your own energy. You know that you have an ex's old energy if you continually dream about them, if you're continually thinking about them, you're like, want to pull onto their Instagram or their Facebook and check them out. You have like a psychic sense about them, and maybe they text you. You haven't cleared them out of your psyche, but especially if you've exchanged fluids, your DNA needs to be upgraded and cleared out. So I have many stories about women that I've helped with this. Michelle, one of my clients, she was not able to get in a relationship until we worked together, and she identified that she had made a baby making psychic agreement with an ex that was like, this lifetime we are going to make a baby together. And when that did not happen, and her free will said, this is not enough for me, I'm on a spiritual awakening path, I want to go my own way, what happened to her is it was like his energy was lodged in her space. She had no room to move forward, and she wasn't aware that she hadn't cleared his energy and she hadn't upgraded her Akashic records and codes. So it was like, I'm ready and single again. I'm ready and free. I'm ready to call him my baby daddy. And when we did that work together, she aligned with a partner and ended up having a baby, even when it was quite late in her reproductive window, and doctors said it was too late, unlikely, not good. And she had a fabulous pregnancy and has the cutest little baby. So let's invent the new paradigms, write our own rules around what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a sexual being, what it means to be in a divine union with your partner. And then what we want to do is to integrate the darkness consciously, because we have old dark stuff, we have old abuse, we have old relationships, we have our own shadow. And so that's where we want to really feel into the 3-3 energy of the light and the dark. We have the light trinity and we have a dark trinity, and they come together, and it's like our 3 chakras above, our 3 chakras below. Our lower chakras are beastly, aren't they? They're human, they're 3D. And then we have our spiritual chakras, and together they meet at the heart. So let's talk about this heart embodied love, somatic awakenings, embody your new codes from spirit to earth, breath work, dance, movement. So somatic, soma means body. You will start to access new feelings in your body if you tune in a meditation on 3-3 and ask your body the following questions. What wisdom do you hold for me? What am I ready to let go of? And when you say I, it's both I, the body, and I, the spirit, and they are intertwined. So what am I ready to let go of? And feel in your body. Your body might have a tight left shoulder. Your body might have a foot that feels ungrounded. And talk to that body part. What do you want? What is the meaning? Where does this come from? And have a deep conversation. So what wisdom do you have for me? And then really listen to those parts. What do you want me to know? And just explore. Those are just a few examples of questions. That's kind of also just something that you can do regularly, is just a body check-in. Hey, body, how's it going in there? I love you, body. Oh, you want more gentleness? Oh, you want to drink of water? Let's do that. And then to embody the new codes of the 3-3 from spirit to earth, and actually earth back up to spirit through our sexuality work, through the rituals, through a sex magic practice with yourself, with your lover. Bringing in tantric breath work without the sexuality, breath work of just laying on your yoga mat or sitting in your posture. And there's so many different ways to integrate breath work. I've been dabbling with so many different ones. The truth is, breath work is so popular because it works. It is game changing. It is important to know what you're doing, to not stand up and faint afterwards and create a bad reputation for what breath work is. But breath work is really powerful healing medicine, and it will help you with your meditation as well as trauma healing. Do the things that allow you to feel embodied. Stand on the earth barefooted, dance, go to your ecstatic dances, do some gentle, slow movement, all kinds of different embodiment practices. And if you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram. And by the way, to join the ceremony, X Your X's energy, DM me on Instagram, and I'll put the link in the description box. I didn't say that before. So we're going through this death of the old. Clean out your closets, girls. You have too much stuff. Probably guys too. Clean out your cluttered drawers. Clean out your phone list if that's something that helps you. or your social media, clean out the things that aren't lifting you up. And you can always find replacements. You can find new things. Don't be afraid to just let it go, and you'll find what you need soon. There is this energy of exes that I'm feeling, this old energy of friendships that are no longer in your life, but maybe echo from the past. So pick right now a childhood friendship or something you remember in your childhood that gives you a sense of a problem that you're dealing with right now. Maybe it's money. Maybe it is an argument that you're having with a spouse or a family member. Maybe it's a problem you're having with your taxes. I don't know. But I want you to ask yourself, where did this first come up? Where did this issue first arise? And then do a clearing, a healing around that timeline, because we're all linked into, there is no time or no space. What's coming up now is tethered to the past. So it's great to deal with your problems in the present moment. I'm not denying that that's super powerful. And if you're hitting a money block over and over and over and over again, ask yourself, where did this first come from? What are my money memories? If you're having a relationship block, if you're shutting down and armoring, well, where does that come from? Was I armoring always when someone was yelling at me as a child, or where I was touched inappropriately? Go work with that therapist, do the clearing work, and start to let go of those old imprints, because we don't have the space to hold on any longer to the things that aren't serving us. And if you have a relationship to a karmic tie to an ex-lover, and it's literally going to stop you from having the loving relationship that you want now, maybe you were in a marriage 30 years ago, or your first lover introduced you to your sexual relationship in partnership, and it was a very unfulfilling relationship where you never felt connection, you never felt pleasure, and that stayed with you, and you haven't cleared that out, then come and join me for the free workshop. I'm going to give you high value energy work, clearing. I'm doing this as a service to you. I am not even using my email list. Just connect with me directly on Instagram, and we will create a powerful portal, something that I'm feeling guided to do that is coming from my higher soul. Thank you guys. Happy 3-3 Gateway. It's been a pleasure to serve you. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. I'm celebrating my 6th anniversary, and 6, by the way, the numerology of that number is, we have the energy of 666, of course, which is kind of the dark, the devil, Saturn, the 6th day of the week. But there's also this kind of powerful, organized energy of the 6, this very grounded energy, and it has this medicine that allows us to manifest and alchemize. So I like that we have the 3-3, and you add those up and you get the 6, the 4 plus 2, the 2 plus 4, because this year is 24. So bringing in, this is the number of the 6-year anniversary for me. It has special significance that it's 3-3 and that the year is 6, or it could be 8, which is also an infinity number if you turn that sideways. So it could be 3-3-8, which is also really cool. So I love how you can have different ways of looking at things depending on your perspective, depending on how you add numbers up. There's so many different systems. Stay positive, choose the path that works for you. And if you are a woman who has been held back in her love and dating life, or maybe you're trying to get pregnant and you have weird stuff going on in your womb, and your ex-lovers probably had something to do with it, or a certain person, you just know that you need like a energetic medical medium type of clearing, please let me help you out. I look forward to serving you, and have yourself a blessed 3-3 portal. Namaste. Happy Gateway. Namasko. Bye for now. Woo woo. Bye bye. Cheers.